after that little drive to make the intro for this video, in the EVO, I noticed it was sounding a little bit different than normal. And if you look, hopefully the GoPro will pick this up. Maybe not. Anyway, that back bolt on the turbo has worked its way loose. And now it's got an exhaust leak from turbo to manifold. It's not big and the gasket doesn't look stuffed, so I'm hoping I can just tighten it and it will be all good. So because of where that 14mm is, it's so tight you can't get a spanner on it. Now, I have this modified one. This is specifically modified just for the Saphiro exhaust manifold. I'm gonna have to shave this down even more. It's already a ruined one, so I may as well just ruin it a little bit more. So I'm not entirely proud of this repair, but I need to go somewhere, so it needs to be fixed right now. Couldn't get the bolt done up, so vice grips holding that corner, turbo to manifold. I'm hoping it doesn't blow out the gasket so I can just tighten it up later on. But all these are really rusty, so I'm not liking my chances. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I think the next video might be, or even this one, might be on pulling the turbo kit off the EVO. I wanted to go back to standard manifold anyway, so this might be a good time. It just means it pushes this thing back a little bit. Anyway, but that's fully registered, so I need that driving so I can use it. Where this is unregistered, it is useless at the moment, so it's not my top priority. So as you may be able to tell already from the title of this video, my dodgy fix did not help. I drove around the block and it was leaking just as bad. So I didn't want to stuff the gasket because in Victoria it's impossible to get anything quickly at the moment. Also with an exhaust leak where it is, it'll just start burning and melting heaps of other stuff. So it was better to just park it up. Today I'm going to pull the whole hot side off. And last night I went to get all of this. So I'm going back to standard manifold. The standard EGR, a few gaskets and bolts and stuff. Because I'm hoping to do this in one day and I'm hoping I don't have to go anywhere to get anything. Also this aircon pipe off a EVO 7, which I'm hoping will fit because this manifold melted the other one. The reason why I want to change this, one, because it's all rusty and it's not in the best condition. Two, it burns everything in this vicinity, including the bonnet. So I don't want to be stuffing things, especially on a car this nice. So I'd rather just go back to stock. It's stock turbo and everything, so it's probably making no difference power-wise anyway. So it's pretty useless. And I can just flog it off for some extra cash. So I'm hoping there's not going to be any problems, but with how rusty everything is on the hot side of this car, I'm not liking my chances that this is going to get done in one day. But wish me luck. Another thing I did manage to get off a mate is in all these imports, like my Saphiro has a factory flare. So this is when you break down and you snap the top off and it's like a flare they have like on boats when you're stuck out in the ocean. And this was missing its flare. And my friend had one that he said I could take. So if you can see this little slot here, that's where the factory flare usually sits. Like that. Very happy with that. Thanks, Logan. So I'm like 2 minutes in, and as I thought, trying to undo these EGR stuff, straight away snapped off the manifold. And this one, which I thought was undoing, was actually twisting the pipe, and now this has snapped there. So I think I'm just going to cut it off. This EGR is for the bin anyway. Not a good start. So everything is off, top and bottom, and it took about 20 minutes. But because I can't get this off, you can't move all this whole unit this way because the pipe hits the radiator. So I'm gonna have to do some hackery and just grinder this off. Now, I think I'm gonna have to wait because it's 7:30 in the morning. So it's either pull the radiator out and be quiet, or wait and just cut the thing and then I don't have to take the radiator out, rear coolant, bleed, blah, 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 blah. So I think I'll wait a little bit. So I managed to do some hackery, but quietly. Managed to bend this up and just snap it off. This is all going in the bin anyway. As you can see, this snapped off the manifold. So don't worry, I'm not wrecking things for no reason. Now, if I've done everything correctly, this all should just lift out now. I'm not liking my chances, but we're about to find out. Alright, there's something still connected. We'll come back for take 2. Alright, so if my calculations are correct, it should come out now. It was just the actuator was hitting on the radiator fan, so. So having never worked on one of these before, I thought this was going to be a massive head fuck, but not too bad. About half an hour and the whole hot side is off. Now everything is coated in shit, and now you can see that bolt that had backed its way off that I couldn't get to, and the gasket looks alright, so hopefully I can just put it all on the stock manifold. Now the one thing I'm worried about is if the turbo is going to sit in a different spot, because then I'm screwed, because the dump pipe won't fit, cooler piping won't fit, but we'll see what happens. Now this needs a massive clean. This is disgusting down here, and hopefully these studs aren't a prick to get out. Now I did try yesterday to get some studs from places, but nowhere had the sizes. Lucky, it's like it was meant to be. In my inventory of crap, I have a mixture of Nissan and Honda studs, which seem to be the same. So I should be able to replace most of the studs, turbo and on the head, with Nissan and Honda stuff. It's all the same thread, thank God. So this is the one that was loose in the first place. Right here. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to get to it. You can't get a spanner in here, and you can't get a socket in here. I think it's going to take some more hackery. Now, wanting to get shit done, I can't get the last bolt off, and I want to put the turbo and manifold and everything in together. But that's not going to happen today, I don't think. I'm going to have to take that to work tomorrow. So I'll put the manifold up on, bolt that up tight, do all the EGR and stuff, just because I want to get shit done. You know when things start to go really smoothly and you think something's bad's going to happen soon? And it did. I finally got that stuck bolt moving, and then it got really tight again, and then of course it snapped. So I now have one snapped bolt in the housing. So I think that's going to be it for today. That was it. That was the only hold up. As long as I got that out, I could keep going. But unfortunately, it's snapped in there now, so I'm going to have to take it to work and continue this tomorrow. Now, unfortunately, I've had to skip forward to pretty much the end now. As you can see, it is all back together. All I need to do is put the V-band on the exhaust, which I'm waiting for my girlfriend to stop exercising so she can push the exhaust forward while I bolt it up. And that's it, I can start it again. What happened was, I lost all my footage from yesterday. So I took the turbo to work, drilled that stud out, which was an absolute nightmare. retapped everything, ran a tap through everything because it was so rusty to make the threads all good again. And it's a shame that I lost all last night's footage because I pretty much just came home and smashed it all back on. It's a shame you guys don't get to see me in my natural state of throwing tools across the garage when shit doesn't go my way. It was a real headache putting everything back together. First of all, I thought I cross-threaded this banjo bolt that goes into the head for the turbo oil feed. It went in a little bit crooked and I thought I stuffed it. Thank God I didn't. Then I was struggling to get O2 sensor back in. I couldn't get the dump in from underneath. There was just so much going on. Anyway, now it's back together. Exhaust, and I'll start it and then give it a wash because I've been leaning all over this, so there's shit hand marks everywhere. This needs a really good clean. So this is why you should always have a girlfriend handy on the weekends so she can push the exhaust forward with her feet and you can do up the V-band under the car. Thank you. This car has really kicked my ass. It started off really simple and turned into a shitstorm, so it's all finally done now. So standard manifold, standard EGR. I've got to get a heat shield as it looks really messy without the heat shield. Now this is legit first startup, so we'll see what I've stuffed up or missed. Can't take your car for a test drive without washing it first. Let's see if this thing's alright. That ticking noise in the dash seems to have fixed itself as well. I'm not confident it'll be gone forever though. While I'm driving, may as well discuss what are the plans for this car. I originally purchased this car as an investment, as it popped up at a really good price in a really rare colour, and I was looking for a car. Unfortunately, I think I've fallen in love with it and I don't really want to sell it. Now plans, I don't want to butcher this car because they're going up in value, so anything I do needs to be bolt-on or very easily reversible. Most of the things I want to do to this car will just be clean up stuff. So like the trims on the roof are really gone. I'm hoping I can find them new old stock somewhere. I need to call Mitsubishi. And the trims on the outside here at the bottom of the window also. And that would like make the outside done. Or maybe paint the mirrors. Power wise, I don't want to touch it. This car goes really, really good in stock form. Like it's a proper driver's car. Like it drives so well. Like I know I've driven this thing minimally, as I bought it just before our lockdown happened here in Melbourne. So I haven't even done 500 kilometers in this car in the almost 4 months that I've had it. So yeah, apart from those little things, this car will pretty much stay stock. Wheels, as you've seen in previous videos, are coming once I can get the other two powder coated. Just some real quality tires, just so I can go to the hills and bust around a bit. And I reckon that'll be it. And that'll probably be it for this video as well. Everything looks fixed, so I'm so happy this car's back driving again. That was a bit of a nightmare. Next video I'm sure will be back to the VN, so see you then.